Hello and welcome to my first Prop Options Q&A. I'm Jen from Cakey Lulu's, and in this Q&A I'll be answering all of your questions about the sidebar cake separator. Yes, you can, but you'll need to bear in mind the weight limit of the separator that you're using. So remember, for the standard range that's 3.5 kilograms, and for the enhanced range that's 6 kilograms. If you're using more than one tier on top of your separator, I would suggest using dummy tiers like I have in this cake. Absolutely. Again, you'll just need to bear in mind the weight limit of separators and use dummies if needs be, if it's going to be a particularly heavy cake. When you buy your separator, it will come completely level and ready to use with any dummy cakes. If you're using a real cake, you'll need to adjust the sidebar by pulling it back, and depending on how heavy your cake is, you might need to adjust it back a little bit further so that once the weight of your cake is on top, it will be completely level. The separator comes as standard in white, but if you need a different colour, then contact Prop Options as they do custom orders. The sidebar shouldn't go in the dishwasher, but it is really easy to clean with hot soapy water. I wouldn't recommend using anything abrasive because you might scratch the food safe coating off of it. You can use whatever you normally would to cover a cake, so whether that's buttercream or ganache or even marzipan, you'll just need to make sure that the separator is securely attached to the cake before you decorate it in your normal way. The separator has been designed so that you can use either dummy cakes or real cakes. I've used both before, and of course if you're using a real cake, you just need to make sure that you stick within the weight limits of your particular separator that you're using. You can transport your cake fully assembled. You'll just need to make sure that the separator is securely attached to the cake below and that the top tier is securely attached to the top plate. I prefer to transport my cakes separately just in case of any mishaps on the road. To transport my cakes, I like to attach them using royal icing to a cake board slightly larger than the tier itself. And then once that's set overnight, I put it in a cake box the same size as the cake board so that it doesn't shift about during transit. And then at the venue, I can use my cake lifter to prise the tier off of the royal icing and lift it into place. Now, if you were using my method that I showed you in my previous video, what I did when I was trimming my excess sugar paste was I used a cake card the same size as the tier as a guide, and that left a small ridge to disguise the top plate. So if you're transporting a cake using that method, all I would do is get some royal icing and put that on the bottom of the cake and attach that small cake board. And then again, using some royal icing, pop that in the middle of your other cake board and place your cake in place. Then once that's set overnight, it will be completely secure, ready to transport to the venue. Once you're at the venue, it's the same process again. You'll need to use your cake lifter, slide it underneath and prise it off of the cake board. And then carefully remove the cake card from underneath, and then you can place it on your separator and the top plate's completely disguised. One of the most frequent questions asked by fellow bakers and cake designers is how to affix and secure your sidebar in place. The best practices and methods that I've demonstrated in our floating tier series will absolutely set you in good standing to create a stunning showstopper with ease. However, Prop Options are continually developing their products to be the best in the industry, and the sidebar is certainly no exception. I'm excited to share that the evolution of the sidebar is in development, and Prop Options are currently working on a premium 100% food safe design that will make it easier than ever to secure your cake tiers in place with the sidebar. So watch this space as I'll be sharing some sneak peeks of their new developments really soon.